Hey guys, bear with me. I'm outside and I'm holding my own. Okay, maybe this will work. I'm out on my porch, so we'll see. Okay, so I've been thinking on this and I have these ideas of things that you can do at home that will make it easier on you to homeschool your kids. And this is keeping in. Can y'all see me? I don't know if I'm connected. Sorry, guys. Just keep in mind that we're just doing it for a little bit. So this isn't a forever fix, but these are things that I think as a reading teacher can keep your kids where they need to be. Okay, come in. Are y'all there? Okay, so great. My internet is being crummy. So we're going to see if we can make this work. Okay, so I have a few ideas of ways that you can help your kids. Well, crud. You knew it would be a disaster if it was coming from me. This is why I didn't want to do it on my personal page. Okay, so now that I've got the internet working, hang with me here. I just dropped the iPad. Okay. Okay, let me get my life together. Okay, and y'all feel free to add things or say things or tell me I'm crazy. But here are my ideas. So, my first one and my main one, and to me my most fun one, is let your kid pick a TV show. Anything, I mean, pretty much anything will work. I prefer Full House. I always tell the kids anything but SpongeBob because SpongeBob has no substance. So, but even SpongeBob would work. Bleh. So let them pick a show. So I'm going to use Full House for an example. Tell them, sit down, watch Full House. I like the earlier ones, like, the first few seasons. It's on Hulu, so if you have a Hulu subscription, you can get those. Fuller House will work, but it's not as, it's not as G-rated. So, let them watch. Okay, and then let them watch. Just have them sit down, tell them pay attention and watch. And then whenever it's over, just ask them a few questions or make a little worksheet. And for your littles, they can even draw it. You can ask them who were the characters. Characters are a big deal because they contribute to your kid's understanding of what genre it is. So a fictional story is going to have characters. It's going to have a setting. And nonfiction is not really going to have characters, and it's going to be giving you facts and information. So ask him the characters, and then you talk about plot. So, and plot for all the non-classroom speaking people, which is most everybody. Plot is problem and solution. What, Katie? We have a Katie disaster.
Can I turn the water hose on?
Can I turn the water hose on? Sure, if it'll keep you busy. So talk about plot. Talk about the problem and solution. That's a big thing. And for the STAR test is just, can the kids identify a problem and a solution? And then once you do that, you can, if you have upper level kids, second and third grade, have them summarize, and make sure it's in order. Just have them tell you like 3 main things that happened in the TV show. That's huge. Can they retell, the story about what they saw? And then my main thing, and to me, the very best thing is, can your kid tell you the theme of the story? Okay? And when we talk about theme, we just mean, what lesson did you learn? And I always think of Dr. Seuss books because they're easy to identify the lesson that you learn. But Full House is great because there's always a lesson that you learn. I did this with second grade, and we always refer back to, we watched one episode of Full House in my class connect, and we talked about how the theme or the lesson that we learned was that family is important and to be thankful for the family that you do have. And that's a big one on STAR test, is can your child identify the theme of a fictional story. You can also watch nonfiction short little TV shows. I also found earlier, if I didn't kill my iPad, excuse me, ma'am. I also found one of my favorite ways to teach nonfiction and to familiarize my kids at school with nonfiction is Time for Kids. And I'll show you on I bet y'all can't see that. But you can go to timeforkids.com and you can oh, this is making me tired and I'm so sorry, y'all. I wasn't going to do it in my house, but I may move in. But you can grab Time for Kids, and they have free if you didn't do Time for Kids when you were a kid, it's just a great way. It's like a little newspaper, colored newspaper for kids. Excuse my house. Like I said, I was going to try to do it outside because it's nice and pretty, but here we are with the internet. Okay, so those are my main ideas. Let me show you Time for Kids. It's super easy to sign up. It took me like 2 seconds. There you go. And the kids can flip through it like a magazine. You're welcome, Lindsay. Thank you. So, and they have it for all grade levels. So it's done by grade level. You can read it with your kids or they can just flip through. Because honestly, what I love about Time for Kids is that when we talk about nonfiction, we're big on text features. So captions and headings and different sections. And so if they just look at the pictures and read the captions, then hey, I call it a win. So, and these are, like I said, these are not forever teaching things, but you're not going to have to homeschool forever. These are things that are going to keep your kids in good shape until we can go back to school. And honestly, I'm excited about doing this stuff because here's what I'm thinking. If you cook with your kids and you read a recipe, you're working on procedural text and you're working on measurement. And that's awesome. And so when they go back to school and they work on measurement and math, then they can make that connection. And when kids can make a connection at home, from something that they've done at home, then they're 10 times more likely to understand it. So where you don't usually have time to cook with your kids, now you do. And you're just doing, you're teaching them a real life skill and you're working on procedural text and you're working on measurement. Thanks, Lacey. I'm so glad. And another thing I was thinking is take a walk. Show them the pedometer. Walk a mile. And then my hand's starting to shake. And then if you walk a mile, they can see how many steps it took to walk a mile. They can see, hold on, sis. I don't have the internet. You can go outside. The door's open. Okay, I'm going to move that way with her. And they can kind of see how many steps it took, how many, like mine says how many feet I walked and stuff. And so these are just like super simple ways to teach measurement. Sorry, things are going crazy. Y'all don't judge my house. And Connie needs help. Thanks, Jody. Thank y'all. I'm so glad you like it. And please forgive my shaky hands. And so there's a few more ideas that I have, except my little paper, my little notes just fell. So hold on. Okay. So y'all are making me feel better because I was really nervous about doing this because I don't want to be like the know-it-all teacher, but I have some ideas and I keep reading Facebook statuses and I see videos and I feel like people are freaking out and they're like, I can't do this forever. And I'm going, it's okay, guys. Have your kid read for 20 minutes and play a math game on the tablet and call it good. Okay? Just do some real life stuff. And then I promise you, if you're doing the real life stuff, when we do the school stuff, when we get back to school, it's going to click better because they have those real life experiences to connect it to. So I don't want people freaking out that their kids are losing learning time, because if you're at home and you're doing these real life things, if you're measuring out feed for the calves, for your show calves, then you're doing a great thing. Okay, you're teaching a real life skill, you're teaching measurement, and then the kids have something to connect to. And anything that you can do, in my classroom we talk about, when we read, we talk about making connections. It just got dark. We talk about making connections and how if we can make a connection to a story, it's easier to understand it. And you can always tell which kids have more real life experience just because they understand things better, because they can make that connection. And so if you're, if you're online and you're doing those little museum tours that are all free and stuff, those are great, because those are opening up connections that your child can make, because we never know what passages the STAR test is going to throw at us. And, the wider the range of their connections are, the more likely they are to understand what they read better. And it's kind of the same with math. Another thing that I was thinking is a lot of times at my house and in my classroom, we use TV shows for time. And so, like, a lot of times I tell Hagen will say, how long is it going to take to get to wherever we're going? And I'll say 2 full houses. And that way, if you're doing that, you're making a connection. I tell Cotty, so how long is it going to take to get to Plainview? 2 Mickey Mouses. Okay? So if you're making those time comparisons and stuff, you're doing what you're supposed to. So don't freak out as a parent like we're not sitting down and having school. That's not the beauty of this insane moment is. The beauty of it is that we are stuck at home with our kids and we can give them real life experiences. So, if your kid wants to play in the water, give them some measuring cups. Something I do with Cotty, and she's 3, is we made a hopscotch thing on the trampoline, and we put each letter of her name in squares, and I tell her which letter to jump on, and she jumps on it. So I say K, and she jumps on the K. And then we did that with shapes too. So put a star on the trampoline. Tell them jump on the star or on the sidewalk. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be the trampoline. So that way you're using chalk. And so that's fun for them. And then they're getting to jump, and it's kind of some guided learning. So they're getting to have fun. They're getting to move around, and they're learning too. And that's the way we taught Cotty to spell her name. And we have a song to go with it. And so these are all just like super easy, super fun ways that you can help your kids. Because I know it's crazy right now, and I see so many parents that are like, I can't do this, and my kids are not sitting down and they're not listening. Well, in my opinion, they don't have to. If you can guide them to do some of these things, then you're winning. Okay? And there's one more thing that I wanted to show you, and for this one, you have to have a printer. But this is something I did when I taught math, which is not a good thing. I am not a math teacher, but I can help you keep up with your basic facts. I am good at that. So this is called, can you see it? This is called Coloring Squared. Okay? This one makes a baseball player, and it's coloringsquared.com. And I printed it off my phone. Like, I just connected my phone to my printer. And it's a color by number, but you do it with addition. Yeah, you got your house shoe wet, didn't you? Yeah, probably just put it in here. Don't you hate when you play in the water in your house shoes? It's rough. It's rough around here. Okay. So, if there's anything else that you want to know or you want to ask me, then what, Amy? If there's anything else you want to know, from my, oh gosh, she just splattered water all over me. This is why I didn't want to go on my regular Facebook page, because y'all at least know the crazy Cotty moments. I miss y'all too. Miss y'all too, neighbors. So if there's anything else you'll need, or you have questions, comment. And I'll answer them as best as I can. I tried not to share a whole lot of websites because I know a lot of kids don't have access to, a tablet or a computer. And so I have all these ideas that you don't have to have the big stuff for. So holler at me if you have questions or whatever. And feel free to share this with anybody. I was just nervous about posting it on my personal page because I don't know, people might judge my craziness and Katie throwing her wet house shoe at me, So anyway, y'all have an awesome day. Enjoy your time at home with your kids. Let them play outside. Let them get dirty. And let them learn. Just let them learn through play. And don't freak out about what they're missing, okay? Because they're not. They're learning stuff at home, I promise you. Just guide them. So, we'll see y'all later. Have a great afternoon.